Howdy fellow model railroaders, my name is Kevin Brown. I want to thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. In this episode, I want to go over the progress I'm hoping to get done on my layout, the Brownsville Terminal Railroad, over the Christmas holidays. I have between Christmas and New Year's off, which is always nice to have a week that I can get some stuff done, and I've been stockpiling materials, and I'm hoping I can get some things accomplished. First and foremost, I hope all of you had a wonderful holiday. I know the N-scale, or I should say the train Santa, came and visited me. My wife was kind enough to get me an additional throttle for my Digitrack system, and this will mean that I can have two people running at the same time, so I'm looking forward to getting a chance to use that. And at least as interesting is this. This is a nice 1960s vintage McDonald's, and it started off life as a Christmas ornament, but it's perfectly N-scale and very reminiscent of the McDonald's that was here in town, in Normal actually, one of the earlier stores. My layout, I'm hoping to keep the time frame as the 60s, kind of loosely based on that, and this would fit very nicely with that. My wife got me this for Christmas, and there's another story to that. My wife and I actually met when we were just kids working at McDonald's. It didn't look like this. It was a little more modern than this. So it has some special meaning for us, and I think it'll fit very nicely over here. I'm wanting to add more non-railroad related structures on the Thomasboro section of the layout because I've got room to do that. So that'll fit in very nicely and kind of set the scene. And because it has to be visible from the back, it'll be very distinctive no matter from what angle. So I'm really looking forward to that going on the layout. I suppose I should start off. I've made some progress since the last time I ran a video. So we'll go into that next, and then I guess I'll catch you in a second. Far and away the biggest accomplishment I've made since the last video I posted is getting all the skyboards installed throughout. And it's been my hope that it would make the layout seem more complete, more like a unified whole, and I think it has. I've got some footage from before the skyboards, and I'll take some after, and I'll show you the difference. That was then, and this is now. Got all the skyboards up, and it really does make a much more complete scene. Not counting that. Oh, listen to this. This is cool. I live pretty close to the diamond where the Norfolk Southern crosses the Union Pacific here in town. It's kind of cool to hear that clickety-clack sound. You can hear that clear over here. But also, I completed the skyboards on the newly completed yard, which has its sign now, Blair Yard. And new over here. I did not extend the skyboards over here because I wanted to be a clear view from the other side of the layout. So all in all, I accomplished quite a lot there. I think it really adds to the aesthetics of the layout. And checking out here, I've got a new home for this too. Here's the module progress sheet, and I made a lot. I just filled out an entire column there, but pretty obviously one part's missing. I hope you agree that it really has given it more of a finished look to it. There's one exception, of course. That's here. This is where the bridge module is going to go. It's the last module I need to build, and pretty much that's the next thing I've got to do. That is, in a nutshell, my main project for Christmas break. So I'll show you my basic plans and kind of discuss what it takes to make a module that has a big deep cut in it. So yeah, well, that'll be the next order of business. Now, I've made quite a few module kits over the years. There's what, I think 18 on the layout right now. I've never made a bridge module before, and I want to explain kind of why it is so different. Here's kind of a basic module I could get a hold of easily. As you can see, it's just essentially a box open on the bottom. To make a bridge module, essentially you make the thing upside down so that the legs, instead of coming out here, come out here, and it's open. But it also means to make room for the river, you have to cut out a big chunk of both sides. Now the problem with this, of course, is, and let me put this down here, is by necessity it's going to greatly weaken the structure. Everything is pretty much built out of 1/4-inch Baltic birch plywood, which is really nice stuff and strong, but it does warp. It's not, as all wood will. And if I were to go all the way down to here and just build up the sides and have the bridge come across, this would be a very weak structure, and I'd be very fearful that it would warp. Now I found this. This is a 1/2-inch by 3/4-inch hardwood trim piece, and it's pretty strong, very sturdy. And by gluing it on here, I think I can make a far stronger structure, and that's what I've done. Take a look here. This is going to be the base of the bridge. As you can see, I glued those reinforcing strips all the way around, 3/4-inch plus a 1/4-inch there, meaning it's about 1 inch deep. And it is very strong, and I think it will make a better lasting module. The disadvantage, of course, is that the bridge will now be not as high. If I keep the height the same as every other module, which would be from bottom to top 2 3/4 inches, I will have, now I had it written down here, I think about 1.5 inches underneath the bridge to the water below. And I think that's sufficient. So I think it's a small price to pay for a module that's going to be a lot stronger, hopefully. As you can see, I've got the base pretty much done already. And I'm starting, can't really tell anything yet, on the sections to build up both sides that's going to hold the track. So that's going to be my next part of this. When this is all done, I'll show you that. And it's just going to be one step at a time. And hopefully by the end of Christmas vacation, it'll be a done deal. And I'll have a place to put these lovely bridges. These things are wonderful. So that's where I'm at so far. So let's hopefully I'll make some progress and get right back to you. I've made some progress. These are the how the sections ended up looking. That'll be the risers on the end. Thought I'd get a chance to. I managed to glue this together. In fact, the whole module is just going to be glued together by and large. So that's what I've been working on, and I got the first one attached to the module, and you can kind of see how this is going to look. And I have to build bridge abutments and a centerpiece, and I've got quite a lot left to do. So the next step is going to be getting this glued on, and I want to drill the holes to go through here for the leg adjustments and also for the mountings for the skyboard. So that'll be the next step, and hopefully in the next day or so I'll get that done. Stay tuned. Well, what do you know? It's starting to look like a module. Here's what I've got done so far. I've got both of the extensions on the sides put on. I went ahead, there's going to be a piece of plywood, 1/4-inch plywood here covering this up, so I went ahead and drilled the holes for the leveling legs. And you can see, put the T-nuts down here, see where the bolts are going to go. I've also attached the skyboard, just to see how it's done. Again, because there's going to be wood across here, I figured this is the time to do the drilling and kind of prevent a lot of cussing in the process. So this is where I'm at right now. Right now, the next things I have to do is build these pieces of wood across here, the bridge abutments, and the center support. And that's kind of it. Then paint it and be done. I'm very happy. Now, the skyboard is all ready to rock. I can go ahead and start painting it. I'll probably start working on that while I'm thinking about it. There's a reason I build the skyboards just a little bit short, usually about an eighth or a 16th of an inch short on each end, is because when modules in a modular system, when you've got an uneven table, it's not uncommon for these things to be tilted quite a bit one way or the other as they come together. Now, mine's pretty flat. I'm pretty happy with how that all worked out, but it's still kind of a safety precaution, because if you have to tilt it towards the next one, even just a little bit over what, 9-8 inches, that's quite a change here. So leaving a little bit of a gap kind of makes it work, and that's why there's a gap on the skyboards on the layout. So there's a reason behind it. It's kind of a signature of T-track modules, and I kind of like it. You get used to it. I had it on the layout when it was on this table, and I just kind of continued with the same idea. So that's the answer to that. So I'm going to start working on painting this and building the last pieces for this, and I'll bring you up to date when I get a little further. All right, here are the bridge abutments that I built. These will support the bridge on the ends. Originally, I thought that there was no way I was going to be able to clamp those, which is why I built those wings on there so that I could bolt the darn things down, but it seems the clamps just barely fit. So I've got those both in place, and I'm going to use this as a placekeeper for the center pier. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do that yet. And there's the bridge that's going to fit on there. So all in all, this thing's coming along real good. I have to still cut the 2 pieces of 1/4 inch lumber that are going to span there and over there. So that'll be the thing, and start painting. And with any luck at all, this thing will be up and running pretty quick. There's the module all painted. It's up on its legs. I also went ahead and put the power drops in because I thought it'd be easier now than later. So all I got left to do is tack the track in place and hook everything up. So next, I guess it'll be just a reveal. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this looks on the layout. Here it is all in place, and I couldn't be happier. I think this is going to be a really good scene on the layout. Just trying to run some trains here and see if everything works okay. Seems to. So this kind of represents the the end of the construction phase, at least for the moment. The only construction I have left to do is working on fascia. I've decided I'm not going to do that for quite a while. Right now I'm going to be concentrating on basic scenery and my operating system, actually. So I look back at my video from about a year ago, and so in this calendar year 2020, which frankly sucked, I did manage to get an awful lot done. A year ago at this time, I was just starting to build the bench work, and now I've got all the modules completed up on their legs with the skyboards. I'm very pleased with the progress. I want to take a quick look at the my progress sheet and show you where I'm at. So here's the updated module sheet. I've got the first 3 columns, construction, track work, and skyboards all done. Next, obviously, is structures and basic scenery. That's where I'm going to be working on. And of course, like I said, I really want to get my operating system up and running more. It's rather simplistic now. I want to do more with that. So it kind of points out where I need to go next, but I'm really pleased with the progress that's been made basically in this last year. So I'm very proud of the way this turned out. I've been working on this for a long time, looking forward to this. I'm glad with where the layout's coming, and hoping to get some more stuff done in the new year. This is the time where I usually talk about our group, the N Scale of Bloomington Normal. Unfortunately, we were greeted with some very bad news. One of our members, Omar Lair, passed away suddenly, and just shocked all of us. Hey, the funeral hasn't even happened yet. They're still working out the details. He was a good friend, an excellent modeler. We played trains together for many, many years. And he was very much an active member, and he will be very much missed. So for the moment, what that's going to mean for our upcoming meet, we have a meet planned the same way where it's just us at a rented facility, planned for later on in January, but we're going to have to really seriously reconsider that, especially with all the pandemic stuff not getting any better, certainly. So we'll just have to wait and see how that all works out. So I didn't want to end this on a bad note, but I also didn't want to just ignore the passing of a good friend. So anyway, that's kind of it for the video. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, please hit like and subscribe, and I hope to catch you next time. Thank you very much for watching.